Okay, so good morning everyone. I'm going to continue this grading system part 4. So now we have already created our students and we have already linked our address. So for example, our student here address, you can already select the address here. So on our previous part, we have created an address table so that we can be able to input our address value, and then we created our address list query in order to have this kind of address. So for example, this student live in Zone 4, Sampaloc, Cagayan de Oro City, Misamis Oriental Region 10, Philippines. So we can set this one. Okay, we have a problem here. The field is too small to accept the amount of the attempted add. Try inserting the or pasting the less data. So we're going to right click here and alter our address. So we can just delete it first. So in that case, that is our address size. So okay, our size for address is 50. So we will change this to 255. That is the maximum character of address. So we can be able to select now the address. So if that error previously appeared, it means that the values that you're going to enter here is more than the field size that you have set. So now it is already accepted. So by the way, before we proceed to another table, I will show you how to create the form of this address. So we will not keep on going to design view, and we'll just use the form on adding a values. So we will start on address. So we'll just click here, the table address, and click on the form wizard. So we'll select this and then, okay, let's start. So click here and then click on form wizard. Then locate your table that you want to create a form with, or that is what we call the application form later on. Then select all the fields here and then click next. So you can be able to select what kind of form you want to view after. So I want to select justified form. So that is the justified form view. So I will going to click next. So I will create this as address form. So when I click the address form, I can be able to view it by entire form or form design. So I'm going to select this first to check how it looks like. Okay, so this is what it looks like. So as you can see, we cannot be able to drag this one. It's being locked. So I want this to be something like a program or a database application, a model form I mean. So I will right click this form and click on design view. Then I will go to properties and then click on all. Then you can select here the model form. Yes. Okay, that's it. And then we can just click on form. So that's how it looks like. And then I want this as a pop-up form as yes as well. So click here and save. And then when I'm going to right click and form view, it looks like this. So now we already have a form that we want to be. So later on along the way, I don't want this here and I want to remove this one. So we'll just right click here and then we can just remove here the border style sizable to none, or you can just make it as dialog. Let's check how it looks now. Form view. Okay, so like a dialog here. Okay. Still haven't have the receipt. Okay, so I want this navigation button to be no, and the record selector, the scroll bar to be no. We'll have to see. So that is how it look like. So we can be able to alter how your form look like. So it look like this. So if you want to adjust, you can just drag this one. And what I want is dividing lines. If I'm going to click this as dividing lines. So if I want this as a thin, so you can be able to alter the border style of your form. So it just look like this. So I want to change this. You can just click on design, and then you can just click here, the format, and you can just select here the color of your label. So these labels are, you can alter them if you want. So for example, I will rename this label as address or entry form address, or you can just say it address entry form. So we'll do all the tables like this. So I would like to create this. To here. And then, so it's up to you what kind of design you want. So you can just click this and the rest if you want to click them all. Okay, and then I want a font size like this. And I want this to be black as well. Okay. So that is how it look like after. So every time you enter here, so we cannot enter here, we cannot go to the next record. By default, it is the first record. So when we want to add, we can just add functions of our forms here. So I want the functions on the form footer. So you can just drag up here. I'm going to click here the button for the function. So the form operations, I'm going to click, record operations, click on the record operation and click as add new record. So you can select a text or you can click a picture. So I will choose the text. So just leave it like that, or you can change them. So when you right click and go to add form view, so when you click add, it will automatically it will automatically allow you to enter information. So for example, I'm going to enter lat 35 Emelda Taguluan, Region 10, Misamis Oriental, country is Philippines, zip code is 2010. Okay, so we have no save record, so I'll just Control S. So whatever I enter here, it will be added here. I'm sorry, that will be for the address. It will be added on the address. So right, so you don't have to go to the table manually to add a record. We can now add using the form. So the form will appear here. So by the end of our program, we'll be able to have a complete grading system. So it will actually take time to create this kind of project. It will just not be able to finish in one day. If you only have all the time, you can finish it. So so now you can already add. We can already add an information. We can also add another function that is save. So this time we go to record operation and we can have it as save record. So this is what we're going to do instead of clicking save. Because later on, all the rest of the information, it's no longer visible in our eyes, only the form. So only the, like a system form. So this is now we have two buttons and we can be able to design them or arrange them according to what we want. We can just let them as a tabular like this. So be able to drag them together. So we can also change that text if we want to, and then we can click just like that. So now we already have an address form, right? So we can add another record and save another record. We can also have find here if you want. So when we want to have find records, so we can click on find record operation, and then it's a form, by the way. It's not record navigation, find record. So for example, we want to find record, so we can just click here if we want in the center. So that is how a find record is. So what if I want to find Imelda? So it looks in all current fields. I would like to find Imelda. Oh, by the way, we have to click here on barangay because we're looking for Imelda. So Imelda barangay. So that find, and then we'll click on Imelda. So now it will display Imelda information here. So we can change if you want, and then save if we have. So for example, it will change Imelda Pace 1 and save. So our address now, so we cannot be able to click our table if this is active. So just close them if you want to view what are the values saving here. So the Imelda is already changed to Imelda Pace. So that is how we're going to make a form for our tables. We can create a lot of tables here, and each table we will create a form, and then a form that will be able to view the other records. So for example, this barangay, we want it to be a selection. So for example, there are many barangays when we want to add, and the values are, some of the values are the same. Poblacion Tagoloan, Poblacion Claveria, Poblacion. So every time we need to add poblacion, so we can change them into a combo box if we want. So we can just right click the field here and then change them into a combo box. Okay, just click here, right click. When you right click, make sure that the plus sign appear, then right click, change to combo box. Okay, so when I change to combo box, we can be able to select values, right? But then there is no values to select. So what are we going to do? in order for us to input a values for this one. So we'll go back to the design view. We can click this one and click on property sheet. And then we can go to data. So now the row source for this is not, because we don't have barangay here, we can also create a row source of our own, not recorded in a table. We can just select here row source type value list, and then allow yes, edit yes. That's it. You can only just set the row source type to value list and allow value list edit. So when we right click again and click on form view, you notice that there is this kind of 1, 2, 3 or edit item list. So we can be able to add here our TADE. So whatever our TADE, Imelda, base 1, Imelda, base 2. We can have a Apos Kahoy. We can have a Ries, and a lot. We can set a default value if we want. More of the barangays are poblacion, so we can set it a default as poblacion, or we can just set a default blank here if you want. So if, for example, we'll set poblacion. Okay. So when we're going to add new record, we'll just click on add. So we were going to select lot 79. So by default, there is already a value poblacion, right? We can change that if you want, and we can select here. So for example, okay, we have created a wrong spelling. We can just click and add here. So this is what now, Apos Kahoy. So for our municipality, you can just add Claveria. It will be the same for the municipality. Some of the municipality are just the values are keeps coming back or just the same, so we can be able to make them just like this combo box, including the region, the province, and the country will be default as Philippines. So this is what we're going to do. Right click and design view. So we'll change our municipality into a combo box. Okay, so as we change the combo box, it will change the size. You can also alter the size if you want. So then we go back to the municipality, and then we will click on data, and then we will select value list. We'll just make sure that allow value list edit is yes. And then again on our region, we can go to the date. We will set this to combo box. So it's better if we're going to set a combo box so that we no longer type the values. So value list, and then we can just allow list value edit. And the same with our province. We'll change this to combo box, and then row source type and value list is yes. And with our country, so for example, we will have to default this country. So we'll select here a value list, and we can already set a default value in here, so we can just type here Philippines. So every time we add new record, there is already a value, so it's up to us if we're going to delete the values. So just click on save, and after you type the default value, Control S or click here the save icon. Also the zip code, we can just set it as a combo box. Okay, and then, so by the way, our zip code is number. So the format of our zip code, it should be just integer here. Okay, let's have a fix because its zip code, it has no decimal places. It should be 0. Okay, and then allow edit yes. After that, you can just right click on form view. So for the zip code, we can add here 2001, 2002, 2002. What happened if we add not value? We'll try to see. If we will just select here, you can save. Okay, right? It will not accept a non-numeric value. So that is, you should be able to type only the value for this 2008, 1994, or 9004, 9005. So that's it. So when you're going to select your zip code, it's already there. Philippines, it's already here. You can just add Philippines here and set a default value here. We have already created a default value for Philippines. Then for our municipality, so we can have here a lot of municipalities. So we can have here Cagayan de Oro City, Iligan City, we have here Taguluan, Balingasag, whatever, Claveria. So it's up to you. You can set by default. For example, most of your students are coming from Taguluan, so you can set that okay. And the rest of the province is also here. You can add here Misamis Oriental, Misamis Occidental. Can have here Lanao. Can have here Samar and everything. So for example, by default is Misamis Oriental. And so is your region. You can have here region 1, region 2, region 3, region 4, region 5, region 6, region 7, region 8, region 9, region 10, region 11, if there is. So you can list all the regions or other regions later on. So now you already have here. So by default, you can also set this with region 10. Okay, so that is how we're going to do with the address. So we're going to do all the forms of our table in here to complete our grading system. So this is a form where we are going to use later on. So we can be able to have a complete grading system where we can compute the grades of the student. We can input the courses of the student. We can input the exam quizzes of your student and everything. So we'll close this form and we will proceed to another. So just remember to save every time you created your or modify your form. Okay, so you already have a form. You can proceed the other one, the course, the subject, the teachers. Okay, so for the course, we can do the same. If you want to copy the same form, you can just copy this one and then change it to another table data source. But I want to create another form for the course. Title. And next. Now we will create a form like this. Datasheet form. Course form. So the naming convention is for you to understand what kind of form is this. So this is what the datasheet look like. It's just like the same with your table. So I want to create this as a model and a pop-up. Yes and yes. Okay. So this kind of course form, I want to know what are the information that I enter on this course, so I can be able to view all the forms, all the values on this field. So I'll just right click here, and then I want to change this kind of form into a value, into a split form. And then when you want to have a split form, I would like the data sheet on bottom. So this will how it look like. Just drag in here. So now this is another unique way of adding a record, just like you're adding an Excel one. So this kind of form, all you need to do is fill up here. You don't need to have add, edit, and delete functions because it works like an Excel. So we can add here BS Engineering, and then you can type the course here. Just click on enter. It's like an Excel. So BS Electronics. Okay. So that's how we're going to add. Then you just click on save or Control S to save. So this is another type of form where if you want to know what are the values we have entered in here. So we can already view what are the values we have recorded in here. So we can just remove this one, this divider. So if you want to remove that, the divider, so we can just remove it by disabling here the dividing lines. It's none. Where is that? Squares. Okay, can you just check on? Okay, so okay, I forgot where is it. Okay, so here I want to remove the splitter bar. So let's see what is the result if we have to disable the splitter bar. Oh. So for the course title, we will change this to combo box also. And we can make it as well, just like a values here. And allow edit. Okay, I want to color this one here. Color this one with white. It's my preference. I want to align them. So when I want to align them, I want to align them just like this. arrange them in stack. So this is what happened. I will remove here the padding, just like that. So that's how we make it. Okay, then you can just put here another functions if you want. If you don't want a we want just to click on add record. So it gonna be look like this. Form view. So here we can add new record, and here we can view our records. So we have to click save this one, because sometimes when we cannot be able to save this one, it will go back. Just click S or just click Control plus S. So we can add more if you want to add more. So we can just type anything, or we can just type if you want ES agriculture. Year will be 5 years. So it will automatically be displayed here, right? So that is how our course title. So we can also make all the rest of our forms like this, depending upon your preferences, what kind of form you want to follow. If you want this kind of form where what you enter you can able to view right after you save the record, you can be able to view what did you enter. So I will add here the save record. So we already have here the add, so I want to put it here, add record and save record. We can also have here a delete record if you want. Can have here a delete record. So good thing in Access is it's for the people who has no knowledge in programming languages, because this is very simple and this can be used to the office. You can just install Microsoft Access. It's a package of your Microsoft Office, so you can use this when you want a system for your small business, not just like a grading system. You can create also an inventory system, this accounting system, sales monitoring system, and etc. You can use this one to monitor your sales, to monitor your inventory, to monitor your expenses, your exam. The purpose for this one is that it will be a good kind of monitoring system, because after you created this one, you can be able to filter the report. You can have a report filtering just like the system. Instead of using your Excel is also good, but I prefer Access because you can make a lot more if ever you already know how to create this. So we will design our form. Okay. Split for form size, and then to create this just two, and then sizable. No, I think I said this is no already. Okay, I have already removed the filter, but I haven't able to change this one. keeps on coming back. I want to save it just like this. Okay, if we cannot be able to save, we'll just go to the layout view. We'll just here, this is our layout view. We have again save it again and again. I just don't want it to go back again. Okay. So when I close, I try to open. So it's already this kind. Okay, it keeps on coming back. Look at save. Okay, so filter on load, left to right orientation. Okay, the sheet only. So there's a lot of format here if you want to change how your form look like. So you can just study all here how to put a sizable, navigation yes, navigation caption, dividing lines, scroll bars, movable yes, or whatever kind of properties for your form. So you want to set the color here. You can do the color in here, or you can color here using the format. So just like this, I want to create a color for this as yellow, or I want to create a color as blue like that. And then here I want to create a color for background color for gray. So you can change that and then click on save. So this is how we're going to make our form. So we can continue our form later on the next part of our project. So now we already know how to create our form. And by the way, we find it hard to see this one. So, okay. So if you don't want to see here the recordings, scroll, you can also remove this one. But there is also a find or search this one like agriculture. So it will already pick here. It will pick here and display right here. So you can change this agriculture and technology. So you can have it here if you want to change. So when you save, okay, save it. Okay, there is no refresh button. We'll have to put a refresh button first, because sometimes this kind of system need to refresh form in order to view. Refresh in order to update what we have input. So there are a lot of ways in Microsoft Access. It depends upon your preference if you want. There are many ways. So I do refresh. Actually, it's already refreshed when we close. So now it's already a base agriculture technology. So we can add here all the list if you don't want to type, just like what we did on the other combo boxes. So that is how we're going to input our course form entry point or course form entry form. So we can change that one. Course and form entry form. So we can add all the courses here later on. So by the time we go to the students, we have already created them. So for our student, if we want to copy the form of course form so that we'll not be able to redesign, we can just copy this one and copy this one and paste just like this. So we will rename this form as students. So this is the shortcut way of creating form and designing form tediously. So now we right click. So this is still under form values. So before, so we could be able to change this and have the values for students. We will just click this one. It's a design view, and then we'll go to data, and then we will change the record source. We will change it to students. After we change the students, okay, you can see this is the field that is not found in your student table. So what we will do is we will remove them because we don't need them, or we can just click them and change them to another uh, format. Okay, I'm sorry, data. And then we will change this one under first name. So it's already belong to student. So we'll create here the first name. So by the way, our course title, it is already there because the student, it has a course title, right? So when you see there is a course title here. So that is the reason why we have to have the same kind of field name in the other tables that is related to the other table of student table or relationship tables. So we can just click and copy paste. Okay, when you drag so that it will be able to just put it behind. So I'm going to put here middle name. So this is the shortcut way. So I will not be able to create another. So you can just paste so many of this. So how many tables we have, how many fields we have for the students? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, lead title, 7, and 8. So we're going to paste 8 here. So 2, Control B, 3, Control B, 4, Control B. Control B is I paste. Control B, Control B. So it's 1. I count here 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's drag and add another. Control B. By the way, if you don't like the design, you can also transfer it to another side. Just drag here. It will create a space intended for our buttons. So I want my middle name, first name, and last name. So I want my middle name, first name, and last name. So just drag and drop. I'm sorry, just drag and drop. So for the middle name, you just have to drag. So like that. Okay. Then I'll change this for last name. So I will change this to last name. And then let's have age, birthday, age, you can just put the age here, or just this the higher one. Maybe you can just put the birthday here. First, birthday. Age. So we'll just rename it later on. And here is our gender. So because our age is labeled in this one, our birthday, it's so very big, so it's okay. Just change then the control source, that is for birthday, and this one for name, I mean age, and this one for gender. Okay, for gender. So by the way, in our gender, because we didn't drag a combo box here, we can just set it into a combo box. Okay, if we want to add something like here, we also have here under the add field is, if you want to just drag this one, it is by default a combo box, and then we can just highlight that one, remove, highlight that one and format painter for this. You can just remove this one here because it already has a value, so that's why. So I don't have to change it. So that is what happened when you already set combo box in your table. You can just drag them and it will be automatically a combo box. So it already has a value, right? Okay. What else do we have in our student? We have grade level, course title. We already have a course title. Okay, so for the course titles, most of it are very long. So just click here and then merge. Where is the merge? Just if you cannot find, just right click and merge. Okay, so we also have here a advisor teacher and a grade level. So we can have a advisor teacher. So by the way, if you don't want to copy paste, you can just drag. So there is a lot of ways in Microsoft Access. We can just drag this one here and put it in here, and also this one here. Okay, so we already done the gender advisor teacher. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm sorry. Control 8, 9, 10. Oh, okay, we have a subject name. By the way, the subject name, we can remove that because for the students, um, we can have a separate information for subject name. So just remove them. Okay, we can then drag this back, and we can be able to rename this student entry form. So this is our student entry form. So we already have our functions there. When you click on form view, now we can be able to see our student. So if you don't want to see other information, you can just right click and hide or unhide fields. For example, I want to hide the teacher field, so I can just hide it. I want to hide the birthday field, I can just hide it. But the information is still there. I just want to hide the age. So it's up to you what is the information that you want. I only want to input the middle name and last name. I want to just view the middle name and last name. Then you have to control S or save. So when you want to add, so this is our student record. So we only have one. So we can just click add again. We can select courses here. Okay, by the way, for our course, select from course. We will change this one. Okay, refresh. Okay, just refresh. Because we didn't drag our course, right? We will try to drag a course title here. We'll see. We don't need to add. Okay, it's already contained by this. So by the way, what happened here is, because this is a predefined text that we copy from the course form, so it's not connected to the source value. So I just drag the original one and then I just delete that one. And then here I will just merge. Oh, sorry. I haven't included. So this is what our form look like for the students now. So we can add new students. So the course of our student is computer science. So by the way, we can add so many students here because during the other tables examination, we can be able to determine all or filter the students in computer B is science, and then we can just add a score. So it will not be tedious for the teacher to input the information of the examination scores of the students. All you need to do is select the course title and then the rest of the students, or select the course title and the grade, and then all the student will display here just like this, and all they need to input values for the exam score. So that is how we're going to do our grading system. But for now, we're going to create our student entry form. So all the student that we handle, or all the student that a teachers handle, he will be recording this one. So it doesn't mean if the first one that you have recorded is under the computer science course, you can have a BS criminology course. So for example, I want to add Diane. I'm sorry, Diane. So I actually use all capital letters. That's for the naming convention. Capistrano, Aluman, birthday will be just. If there is no birthday, you can leave it blank. If you don't know the age, you can also leave it blank. For the gender, make sure you have to select male or female. And for the teacher, you have to select. If not, you can also leave it blank. We didn't restrict our information. So as you click save, it already appears here. So that is how we're going to do our student entry forms. So later on, for our address, there is no address here, right? So I will be able to add address. I haven't add address yet. So you can have the address here. So for the address, most of the address are very long. So you can just merge this. Okay, do not include the label. You can just merge this one. Okay, so for the address, if you want to put it above you, the teacher, so you can just drag it there and drop. Okay, so right click and form view. So we can have, so this time, okay, we have a short of our form. By the way, this white here is the cost of our space. So this is how it looks like now. So when we run our system, it will look like this. We will run our system without those background. It will look like this. So when we open the form, when we open the course, when we open the rest of the forms, it will be look like this. So for example here, our student entry forms, and there is a course that is not found in here. We can link here our form for the course form, so we can just put in here a small button inside the course form. It is linked on the course form. So click on that and click on form, then open form. Then we can select the course form. Open form and show records. So I just click next. So because I'm not filtering, so I'll just add address. So to specify, add address. So we are already creating our very small. So we can also change this one into a title if you want. If you don't want to create a caption, we can just use a picture type. If you want an embedded picture, it's up to you. So I want the text, so it's very easy to understand. So I'll just put it right here. It's a small button to click. And also the same here on our, I'm sorry, this is for the course, right? So add course, not address. So for example, the students that we're going to add is under the BS Civil Engineering. Then we haven't have a civil engineering. We can click add, and then we will add here civil engineering. So BS Civil Engineering, and then the minimum year is 5 years. Okay, refresh. It's already there. So now when we close, it's already here, BS Civil Engineering. I'm sorry, there is no refresh, so we need to refresh. It's already here. So for example, we have Sophia Mase Lucina, and the birthday. Okay, I know the birthday. For example, 1995, and the age is 23. So by the way, we can change the age later on if you want to calculate the age. And we have the female. We have here the address. So the same. We don't have address, so we can be able to add here. So for example, the address is toggle 1. You can just type toggle 1. Okay. Or you can just select address here. And then advisor teacher here. So that's why we need to add a small buttons or function to call our other forms. So it is how we're going to create a system later on. So we don't have to reopen the rest of the form. We will be opening the other forms inside the form. So that is how we create a system, or that is what we call a grading system now. So for example, I want to add the address here. I will use the address form, that's open form, and I want to open the address form, and I will just open all the records, and I want a picture here. So when you want a picture here, you will select any picture, but I don't have a picture, so that's why I'm just going to, we'll just check the show all pictures in datasheet macro. For example, okay, I don't have any pictures, so I just try to select word what it look like. So this is how the word address look like. So you can just drag here. Okay, so just even here add or add. Just add here. So it's up to you what type of picture you want. It's for the database designing of your forms. So I'm only going to teach you the basic. So it will not be complicated. So that's all for today, and we're going to proceed the next step on the next day with the part 5 of our tutorial for the grading system project. So we'll be creating a lot of tables here and then a lot of forms, and then we'll be creating the reports. So by later on, you can be able to compute the grade based on the exam that we're going to input for your students. So for now, we are also creating the forms and how to entry the values using the form, and how to save, how to delete the data, and how to link the other forms to your how to link one form to another form, just like this. Okay, so that's all for today, and have a good day to all. Thank you for watching, and subscribe to my channel, and wait for the part 6 of this grading system project tutorial. Thank you.